Spoiler alert, season 2 is on the way, so in the end, he obviously didn't himself. Just like Jeffrey Epstein. Shut up! I know he's your friend, but I don't care.
So breaking news right now, disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein has taken his own life while he was behind bars here in New York City. Epstein was facing trafficking charges.
Most people assumed the Epstein controversy was finished. Another disturbing story buried under time and distraction. The headlines faded, and
the Justice Department has finally released some of the highly anticipated Epstein files. More than 300,000 pages of documents related to the late convicted sex offender were made public today. They include photos, flight logs, grand jury testimony, and a lot of heavy redactions.
Tension shifted elsewhere, but behind the scenes, the truth never stopped moving. Suddenly, a powerful name surfaced again, catching many off guard. Paris Hilton is no longer appearing on the edges of the narrative.
It's a receipt.
New disclosure.
This just broke moments ago. The Democrats on the House Oversight Committee have released photos from Jeffrey Epstein's estate. We're getting dribs and drabs of this, and we had some pictures already, and here's some. There are some that show Donald Trump, Bill Clinton, Steve Bannon, Bill Gates, and others. None of the released images depicts any sexual misconduct. None is believed to depict underage girls. It was not immediately clear when or where they were taken or by whom.
Connect her directly to the core of events, transforming her role from distant observer to key participant. These recently revealed files do more than reference her. They link her to a concealed network that remains active, protected, and desperate to avoid exposure. In this chapter,
the news is breaking right now from the New York Times on Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. They think they've got him this time. They've really got him this time. Here are some highlights. Hold on a second. My team's sending me the name of the article. It's Don's Best Friend: How Epstein and Trump Bonded Over the Pursuit of Women. And left-wing X is going nuts over what's in this article right now.
Not just new.
And if the newly released records are accurate, she may not be the only one feeling uneasy. The issue isn't simply what happened years ago. It's what might still be buried today. This renewed scrutiny traces back to an interview from just weeks earlier, when Hilton spoke with the Times and leaned on a familiar defense. With casual confidence, she brushed aside the allegations, insisting she had no recollection of any encounter. "I don't remember ever meeting her," she claimed, referring to Ghislaine Maxwell, the same woman who, according to multiple accounts, once scanned a crowded room and singled Hilton out as an ideal match for Epstein. But that denial collides with documented evidence. Images exist. One photograph from the year 2000, taken at the Anna John fashion event in New York, captures a teenage Hilton positioned between Maxwell and Donald Trump. The moment is frozen in time.
Apparently not everything. We've got indications from the Department of Justice that there are things that are going to be withheld, at least, or handed out at a later date. Now, the law in this case that was passed by Congress and signed by President Trump required that all the Epstein files be released by midnight tonight, Friday, December 19th.
Files exchanged, barriers non-existent, doors wide open. Now, as the newest wave of Epstein-related files becomes public, that image has taken on a different meaning. It's no longer a forgotten snapshot. It's proof, uncomfortable, undeniable, and impossible to ignore. The moment could not be more damaging. Just days ago, the Department of Justice released thousands of pages tied to its Epstein probe, some heavily censored, others shockingly intact. Every page added fuel. Buried within the release was a chilling FBI report from 1996. Filed by an artist who claimed Epstein had taken private photographs of her underage sisters and later threatened to destroy her home if she spoke out. While the victim's name was initially withheld, legal representatives later confirmed it was Maria Farmer.
We've seen dozens of new photos we haven't seen before of Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell with very high-profile people, celebrities, people like Mick Jagger and Michael Jackson, like you showed, also like British royalty and actors. All of that we sort of knew was happening. I want to highlight specifically two for the public interest, and that is President Clinton and President Trump.
One of the very first individuals to alert authorities about Epstein's behavior. That single document makes one fact undeniable. Officials were warned decades ago. And if alarms were sounding that early, the real mystery is who else was present while those warnings were dismissed. Which brings the focus back to Hilton. While she insists she remembers nothing, records and testimony suggest otherwise. Christopher Mason, the musician featured in the 2020 documentary Surviving Jeffrey Epstein, didn't offer speculation. He recounted a specific moment. According to Mason, Ghislaine Maxwell was actively observing young women when she allegedly fixated on Hilton and remarked that she would be an ideal choice for Epstein. Another individual present that night later supported Mason's account. So when Hilton brushes off the discussion as harmless attention-seeking,
and there was new names in some of the emails that I think investigators need to look at. In particular, I jumped on the name of a modeling agent who, in a similar fashion to Jean-Luc Brunel, who brought underage girls from overseas to Jeffrey Epstein for abuse. There was another man. What was interesting about this other individual is that he also apparently provided young models for Donald Trump's modeling agency.
It raises a larger question. Is she truly disconnected from these moments, or relying on the public's short memory? As denials circulate, new disclosures continue to emerge. This week alone, members of the House Oversight Committee released correspondence allegedly authored by Epstein himself, claiming that Donald Trump was aware of the girls. And with each new release, the silence grows louder. And it doesn't stop there. Newly surfaced claims suggest that some individuals didn't merely cross paths with Epstein, but allegedly spent extended time inside his private residences. Those close to the former president have dismissed the revelations as selectively framed narratives, yet the timing raises eyebrows. Trump, who once publicly praised Epstein and socialized with him at Mar-a-Lago, now says the document releases don't